Oh, what an asinine web the Pirates always seem to weave for themselves. This is another edition of Mic Drop here on Pittsburgh Sports Live. I'm your host, Mike Asti, coming at you from the Beaver County Auto Studios, peeping the signs behind me, up above Market Square here in downtown Pittsburgh. And I'm here to tell you why this asinine web of sorts has actually been somewhat of a positive diversion, and it's kind of masked their early season struggles, amazingly. Now, this is just taking a brief week break from my normal Steelers coverage, doing most of the Steelers coverage here for Pittsburgh Sports Live, and of course, the new venture in the Pittsburgh Sports Now family, Steelers Now. Still go there, SteelersNow.com, for all our news, analysis, and any major developments. But Bell, AB, that drama behind us, taking a little brief break as we open the baseball season. And I'm so versatile, I can talk everything here on Pittsburgh Sports Live and getting to the NFL draft. So I'll give you some draft coverage, get you some draft-related shows, and even other Steelers live chat involving the NFL draft, and hopefully, again, putting the drama behind us there. But I'll also still answer the drama. You know, secretly the car crash helped me throughout most of the fall, and as we got this venture off the ground. But the Pirates are in full swing, and the Pirates have struggled mightily, to say the least. I mean, the Pirates have already squandered multiple games in which they should have won. The Pirates have already lost to divisional opponents. The Pirates have already kind of ruined all the celebration and fanfare from the home opener, and you can check these box scores here. There you go, home opener, Pirates 6-5, a 4-0 lead in that one, blown Chris Archer, and some of the conversation was he was getting a little too excited. I love it, no problem with that. Same people upset at that are the same that don't want you to celebrate after homers, so that's making baseball fun again, but only getting through 5, doesn't go longer, kind of ruins things there. They blow the bullpen, 8 relievers, etc. A little bit of an exaggeration, but they certainly burned the pen. End up losing that game after a 4-0 lead. Then you go. A couple nights later, another solid start. This from Tyone, 3-0 lead. Again, squandered, blown. The bullpen doesn't get it done, and they end up losing again in extra innings. Monday off the pass ball. This one not as ridiculously asinine, but still another game blown. And the Pirates are struggling off the snide, to say the least. That even goes back to the Red Series on the road to open the year. And as they keep things moving, there's not much to make fans feel things are going to be different. The defense, the bullpen struggling, the starters doing well, but it hasn't seemed to matter so far. And the offense not getting clutch hits, the offense now losing a key player, and who knows how things are going to go. Those positive predictions of 80-plus wins, even still missing the playoffs, might actually end up not coming to fruition, and things maybe could be worse. But, of course, we're only a week into the season, so you never know. And we're going to have more of all that on Bucko's show, on the Bucko Show here on Pittsburgh Sports Live with Noah Hiles and Alan Saunders. But for right now, it's not been much of the conversation. Of course, that's been brought up, and people are upset about it, and some are saying the sky is falling, but it's not normally. It's not to the level it normally is. It's not, the drama's not being beat on that. What is the conversation? No, instead of all of that, and there's much to talk about. And I don't know if it's because, well, maybe this is one of the reasons. I do know this. Fans just expected that, so they're not surprised. It's not a disappointment necessarily, because they assumed things weren't going to go well. Even people who are optimistic, and there are many of those top optimists around Pirate fans in this city, they still are somewhat reasonable and aren't shocked if things don't go well because they've dealt with the Pirates long enough. No one's new here to being a Pirate fan or to covering the team. That's one of the reasons, I'm sure, but the issue has been, and this is the positive diversion, inadvertently, the criticism, the venom, where fans' ire really has been, especially in the last 24 hours from when I'm recording this show. And this is the day after Dollar Hot Dog Night. This is a day after now, a new scandal around the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it's not the fact that they're not spending enough in the payroll. It's not on ownership. It's not on the team struggling. It's not even on criticism of Clint Hurdle. And there's some of that to go around less than a week into the season as we stand here. But it's about hot dogs. It's about this. Chris Adamski, former colleague of mine with the Trib, enjoying a night at the ballpark as part of his coverage, and also goes with his family occasionally. Buck night. Dollar hot dogs. But look at this. Sounds good, but wait in line, a long line, and then they run out of what? They run out of buns. A hot dog hot dog needs more than just the dog. You need the buns. That what makes it a hot dog. Without the buns, there obviously would be no debate on whether a hot dog's a sandwich or not. And we know if a hot dog's a sandwich or that whole debate, that is one of the most popular debates that will never die and has really run rampant all over social media since its inception. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I'll leave my take out of this show to not make it too red hot and bring too much in my direction, but there's no discussion if a hot dog's a sandwich or not without the bun. That's part of the debate. You need the bun to even argue if it's a sandwich or not. Well, Chris says it there. They run out of buns. Okay, 3 innings in, no more buns. Now, there are some defending the Pirates here, saying the Pirates are not at fault, even though the criticism has gone in the direction of the Pirates, and this happening in a game in which they blow a lead, squander a solid start and a gem from a starter, and then lose in extra innings to the same team it just happened 2 nights earlier, losing the series, obviously, now. But the Pirates don't provide the hot dogs. Talking about Airmark, the company there, saying they're responsible for this hot dog scandal. But it's going to reflect on the Pirates regardless. Here's another one. Leave it to the Pirates to have a night dedicated to selling $1 hot dogs and then run out of said hot dogs during the game. What a joke of a franchise. Mind you, again, this is a night after. He posted this actually the afternoon after. Less than 24 hours later, from the Pirates blowing a lead, blowing a 3-0 lead, blowing another quality start from Tyon, failing to get clutch hits, failing to hang on, kind of embarrassing themselves with a comedy of errors defensively, and the bullpen collapsing yet again. To the same team it happened 2 nights earlier in the Cardinals, who, for my money, actually probably going to win the NL pennant with Goldsmith and company, finally having a superstar again with that staff. But, and they're the Cardinals, they usually get it done when needed. It's every few years, postseason October cockroaches. It feels like maybe their year. But that's not the focus here. It's not the focus of that market spent more, or that market brought in a superstar. That's what the Cardinals do. They're going to win again. They're getting all the breaks. The Pirates can't hang on. The Pirates don't spend. The Pirates can't get clutch hits. The marginal wins aren't there from taking a team that's right there to maybe a few more dollars would have got them a better chance. To the bullpen that's actually been strong the last few years, ruining things early on in the season, and you can't ask for much more from the starters. That's not this tweet. And you scroll to his account, go there, there's nothing but this for this person, this Pirates fan. It's about the hot dogs. They ran out of hot dogs. We know from Chris's tweet, they ran out of buns early on. You need a bun to make a hot dog, but then eventually, you actually run out of the hot dogs in general. So then, there's no buns, there's no hot dogs at all. Another one here. This one tweeted to me directly. Spoiler alert, I did not get a hot dog because the lines were too long. When I did finally want to get a hot dog with no lines, no hot dogs left. So $1 hot dog sounds wonderful. I've been to that night before. Wasn't there for this one, but been to that night before. Load up when you finally get up there. 6 hot dogs, 10 hot dogs. No, it's not healthy to eat that many, but load up and double fist and get one for a friend. Charge them $2. Try to make money off of it because they'd rather pay you $2 for that hot dog sitting right next to you than having to wait in the line as long as those lines are. So yeah, charge $2 for your hot dog and get more for the crowd around you. it'll still be worth not having to wait. $2 for your hot dog on dollar hot dog night. You'll make $1, even though you're losing one, and yeah, you're kind of breaking even, but you'll make it back and go to them. Maybe even try to make the $1 and charge $3. It's still better than the normal prices and waiting in that line. But that's where the focus is. So I get it's Airmark. I get it's not necessarily the Pirates, even though they're going to take this on the chin here. They're going to face the Sweet Chin Music, and it's going to be PNC Park. It's going to be the Pirates. That's where the fans are going to direct this. That's where the acts are going to happen on Twitter. But because of running out of hot dogs, because of running out of buns, because of Hot Dog Gate 2019 on the Pittsburgh Pirates dollar hot dog night, the struggles so far, the failures so far, the mediocrity so far, in fact, less than mediocrity, really. These games, that home opener there, blowing a 4-0 lead and blowing a gem, which should have been a win from Chris Archer on his home debut for the 2019 season and starting the home opener after coming to the Pirates midway through last year and pitching relatively well, to say the least, and expecting more throughout the season. And starts like that is what they got him from Tampa for. Didn't really give them that most of last season when a member of the Pirates. Finally getting the Chris Archer of old that the Rays coveted so much, that brought this value, that got them Austin Meadows, who's, a little aside, played very, very well, including already winning a game for Tampa so far this year. And then, dollar hot dog night, they do it again. Deja vu, death taxes, and the Pirates squandering leads, blowing quality starts, and bullpen collapsing, losing games and extra innings here to division rivals, mind you, to start the 2019 season. But that's not the conversation right now. None of that seems to matter. And maybe it's just we're desensitized to it. Maybe just we all expect it. Maybe you just knew it was going to happen. But the weirdest thing is, and you look at some of those tweets and keep on scrolling, just type on hot dog, just type in hot dogs on Twitter, Pirates hot dogs, and do a search. You'll get those and much more. Many of those people and all others I saw all through Twitter before the season. Not only are they happy to start another year, not only is there optimism and excitement about a new baseball season, and I get it, we kind of started too with the age-old topic, the never-ending topic, one of the most annoying in Pittsburgh sports history. The media always gets involved in here. I try to stay out of this one because it's so absurd. And Lord knows I don't like to stay out of much, but this just is so ridiculous, where people tell you not to go to the ballpark, and people instruct you what you should do with your money, and the fact that if you go to games, you're actually supporting the problem, because ownership will have no reason to put a team on the field because they just want to make money, and the payroll is continuously low, and even though obviously they never can be the Yankees, Red Sox, or Dodgers in terms of payroll, remain in mind, and resident Pirate fan that many of you will know, James Santelli, keeps on telling you, and he did a nice little thread about it to start this season. Go search his Twitter handle and go look at that, in which, you don't want to just spend out of nowhere for no reason, but intelligent spending, especially when you feel like you're on the precipice, for a vocab broadcast term, is when you do it, and those marginal wins can send you from a wild card berth where you lose to, say, Arrieta and company in those wild card games to maybe a division title, which they didn't get out of that run from 2013 2015, and certainly could have changed things in their postseason fortunes. And this might have been a year to add some marginal wins, to add something to at least increase the payroll a little bit, to bring somebody in, especially this offseason with so many guys waiting a while to get signed, so many veterans not getting signed where they wanted, not getting the money they wanted. Pirates could have jumped in. They really did not, besides Melky Cabrera and a few others, but those are incredibly low risk, high reward, and not spending really any money there. But this maybe would have been the time to add a little more dollars to your payroll, risk a bit, and look for those marginal wins. They don't do it. Of course, the fans are upset, and if you still keep going to the ballpark, that in a way, that's correct, actually. It does provide less motivation to the ownership that basically has lied to you in the past. I can't deny that there, about their main goal and the fact that they do want to make money no matter what. It's a business. I get it. Can't really hate a man for that, but the fans are duped in a way. But if you want to go to the ballpark, if you want to enjoy yourself, if you want to bring the family, if you want to bring your kid there, if you want to enjoy the atmosphere and those nights of free T-shirts and dollar hot dog nights, then who am I to tell you not to go? And, of course, it's something that I still want to do, and I still go throughout a summer, and really there's no right of anybody to say not to do so. So that was the conversation prior to the year. And then things got really asinine with how the seasons progressed. And you would think that would maybe heat up again. I'm sure we'll see it again throughout the summer. And more of the fact that they did nothing to change their fortunes. And stars keep leaving and the payroll is so low and they don't win. And they didn't get the marginal wins and the bullpen and the defense and the injuries and no clutch hitting. On and on and on. And I can rant and complain about the Pirates with the best of them. And it's really just keeping it real. I get what they're doing. I know what was going to happen this year. I'm living in reality. So it's not surprising to me, and maybe not surprising to you, which maybe is why that's not the focus right now. But again, the diversion of dollar hot dog night put all of that to bed briefly. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last. And I will say, I'm sure it won't last much longer. I'm sure if this keeps up, it won't last much longer. This dollar hot dog night scandal will last maybe another day or so. It won't go into next week. And there will be some other asinine scandal that will most likely erupt around the Pirates this season. But the dollar hot dog night scandal of running out of buns, of running out of hot dogs, whether it be the Pirates' fault or Airmark's fault, the company that's providing them, or whoever's fault, really, it's actually covered up the struggles of this team. It's actually not been a topic of radio shows. I mean, you're talking about this isn't just here on Pittsburgh Sports Live and what I'm discussing here, a part of my show. I'm talking about it's even having to have articles about this. There are articles about this from beat writers. There are segments about this from conventional radio shows here in the Pittsburgh market. All about dollar hot dog night and the fact they ran out of buns and ran out of hot dogs. Whose fault it is, what's the problem there, who should be blamed, who should take the venom, how upset everybody is, how it didn't have success like it was supposed to, how the attendance still. I mean, either way, the attendance didn't benefit that much. You see empty seat after empty seat, and I guess everybody there was in line, and not even everybody there on this non-sellout got a hot dog, because obviously dollar hot dog night, there's no limit, apparently. Maybe there should be. That might be a quick fix where people are going up there getting 10 hot dogs and it's making it less likely for others. There's not one apiece. There's no rule there. It's not like going to an Office Depot or back to school and you can only buy a few notebooks and folders that are all 50 cents a piece and there's a limit on each person so everybody has a chance to get one no matter when you go for that week. No. You could knock it out with $20 worth of hot dogs and buy it for the row. Again, try that. Sell those for $2 or $3, either make your money back or even try to profit. It's better than waiting in that line, especially with the risk of waiting in that line. And I never went to dollar hot dog night and didn't get a hot dog. I've usually been successful in my hot dog attempt when I go to dollar hot dog nights, whether it be the Pirates or elsewhere, because you got to get up there early. You can't go late, and you can't wait too far into the game. But these people, weirdly, might have actually wanted to see the team do well, because that was the beginning of the game. That was when they had a 3-0 lead. That was when Tyon was starting and pitching well. And then it was late, no more buns, no more hot dogs, late in the game. And the Pirates then squander things, lose yet again, lose in extra innings yet again, do it to the Cardinals yet again, my NL favorite to win the pennant this year. And do it without even really ultimate dominating. These are weird losses. The pass ball, the errors, the team just getting more breaks and more clutch hitting. The Pirates don't seemingly have this season. And the bullpen collapsing, of course. But thanks to dollar hot dog night, thanks to running out of hot dogs, thanks to the scandal, that was dollar hot dog night. And there's a tweet here. Airmark is selling you those dollar hot dogs, not the Pirates. Okay, bye. Yep. Chrissy, you're correct again. It's Airmark, not the Pirates, but the Pirates are actually able to use this to their advantage weirdly. They don't like negative spin. They don't like negative PR. I've had a press pass. I've been in that box before, and they don't want too much of this. They'll keep track of who's criticizing them as a member of media. And it's odd for a franchise that has really only that 3-year period of winning in the past 20-plus seasons. And even in that period, again, as James Santelli put up there in the thread for Pirate fans, they didn't maybe do enough during that time to add the marginal wins, to go from a wild card to a division winner, to get further into the postseason when you're knocking at the door and when you really should do that. Not in the miserable years, but those years you feel like can you maybe win a championship, truly go for it. They kind of stood pat and treaded on the treadmill. Well, again, this could have been a year, and maybe, though, I don't know if those additions actually would matter at all, because maybe they're going to be horrendous this year and worse than many of us would expect. You figure to turn things around. You don't want to analyze and talk about the team too much on what they're doing early in the season. It is only a handful of games and a couple series into the year. Maybe that's part of it too, but I can't say that most Pirate fans out there, most Pittsburgh sports fans, are giving you the rationale or the logic that I'm giving you there with that comment. Many of them jump the gun. Many of them don't want to wait around. Many of them are already usually saying the sky is falling. That's usually how they handle the Steelers, Penguins, and even Pirates, who obviously they expect a lot less in terms of success, even though they maybe won it just as much or more. But that's not how they usually roll. They don't usually wait with logic, so any of you are going to come back and say they're just being logical. They're just realizing it's only a few games in the year. Well, that would be great if that was the case, but I don't believe it. No. They don't usually wait around to hear that or to properly evaluate the team a few weeks into the season or even a couple months into the season, which is really what you should be doing. At least got to get to May, if not late May and early June, to truly know. But man, it's about dollar hot dog night in that scandal. Dollar hot dog night and the Pirates running out of buns and hot dogs. That's right there what masked and provided the blessing in disguise and the PR spin, weirdly, to cover up their early season struggles. To cover up 6-5 home opener, blowing a 4-0 lead, losing an extra innings of a pass ball, and all the errors. To cover up losing dollar hot dog night, 5-4 extra innings again to the same team. Another quality start and blowing a 3-0 lead. Dollar hot dog night is the focus. Dollar hot dog night. Dollar hot dog night's the tweets. Leave it to the Pirates. Have a night dedicated to selling $1 hot dogs and then run out of said hot dogs during the game. What a joke of a franchise. That's the tweet. That's the direction. Not the early season struggles. And it's not just fans being logical. Don't give them that credit when you know that's not what's going on. They've actually had dollar hot dog night cover it all up and become the focus. So, it's just funny to me. It really is just funny to me. I mean, sip out of the Pirates cup there with the old logo. Asinine Jordy Mercer bobblehead here. Got a little baseball for you. Got the banners here. Normally the Steelers and Penguins pennant's already up there, but adding some Pirates flair to the Beaver County Auto studio. It's baseball season. There's going to be fans that want to go to that ballpark and are going to be excited to go to that ballpark no matter what the product is. That's why they go to that ballpark. The attendance, if it's like last year, and that's what we're expecting, is going to be the bottom half. It's going to be bad. It is going to affect the Pirates' bottom line. And having it affect the Pirates' bottom line and having fans not go and having them not make money after not spending money and bringing the payroll up a little bit when you could get those marginal wins, maybe that's what you should do. Maybe that's what you should do in terms of trying to stick it to the ownership. But will any of that really matter, and will that debate ever die? No. I'm not going to tell people to go to games or not go to games, okay? I'm not going to do that. I'll be the only one, maybe apparently, in Pittsburgh media not to do that. But that's not even the focus right now. It hasn't mattered because thanks to dollar hot dog night, thanks to not having buns, not having hot dogs in general, and running out of those hot dogs, whether they be a sandwich or not, and not even letting them argue for being a sandwich for most of that game, has maybe paused that debate on whether or not you should go to the game and has kind of covered up the struggles of the early season. Now, I want to remind you to hit up Pittsburgh Sports Now, Pittsburgh Sports Now family of networks, PittsburghSportsNow.com, PittsburghHockeyNow.com. The Penguins wrapping up the season. They're going to be in the playoffs. That talent's going to be there, of course. Going to be a dangerous team, and even though Tampa obviously is the favorite and the best team so far, we'll see how things go. Be interesting to say the least, but I never would count the Penguins out, even though many of you tried to do months ago. Pittsburgh Soccer Now, even so, in the new venture here within the family, most of my coverage here, Pittsburgh Sports Live, as well as what we do over there, SteelersNow.com, as we now put the drama behind us and get towards the NFL Draft, and also make sure to check out another Steelers Live chat that I'll put forth sometime in the coming weeks. Did one last week, went well, better than expected, so more Steelers Live chats to come here now, full-fledged into the offseason, post-drama, and then we really get moving again on more analysis and more of those shows. More mic drops in terms of my Steelers coverage once the Steelers draft has been completed and we actually can start mapping out the roster. Because they do need some help there, and that's always a topic of conversation in the offseason. I'm going to go now try to have a hot dog. I'm going to put a bun on it, and I don't need the Pirates to sell it to me for $1. I don't need to get it at PNC Park. I can do it on my own. I got the big bucks to get myself a hot dog, better one than the Franks they're going to be selling you from, thanks to Airmark at PNC. But it's just, really, I mean, there's so much to criticize of the Pirates. There's so much to tackle right there early on in the year, but most fans, there's plenty that are ignoring it all because of Dollar Hot Dog Night. And as much as the Pirates don't like receiving criticism on the field, I guess they probably would rather receive it off the field for a failed attempt at Dollar Hot Dog Night. I don't know. This has been another Radio Goal edition of Mic Drop here on Pittsburgh Sports Live, coming at you from the Beaver County Auto Studios, up above Market Square here in downtown Pittsburgh. And I'm going to keep on conquering. I'm going to keep on conquering here for PSL and get you back with more Steelers coverage, SteelersNow.com. Again, hit us up there. Find us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Make it easier for us to get this content to you. Find us, Pittsburgh Sports Live, there on YouTube. Pittsburgh Sports Live on YouTube. Subscribe to us there. You get my show. You get everything else we're doing here throughout the family of networks. All the websites kind of come together, and there are video coverage there, whether it be highlights after games, whether it be analysis after games, whether it be practice highlights with Pitt spring practice, Penguins locker room, press conferences, etc. Find us on Twitter at PGH Sports Live on Twitter and the Steelers Now venture at PGH Steelers Now on Twitter. And then, of course, myself at Mike Asti 11. So, have a hot dog on the Pirates. Oh, wait, they don't have any left. And enjoy a ball game or two, guys, if you want. Enjoy it at your own risk, though, because it's going to be up in the air about the hot dogs. It's going to be up in the air. Well, I guess it won't be when they go back to regular price and then what you see in terms of product on the field. At least go there at your own risk and realize what you're seeing, although most of you generally do. And, you know, thanks to Dollar Hot Dog Night, I guess, in terms of the Pirates for covering up their horrible play to start the year. I'm going to go enjoy a hot dog. I'm going to put it on a bun. I'm going to sprinkle some ketchup and mustard on it. Hold the onions. Don't want to have my bad breath percolate on the mic too much for you. And buckle up for more of a more asinine coverage, more of the roller coaster ride that with or without hot dogs. That'll be another Pirates season here in Pittsburgh.